What's up, my friend? David Moss Jr. here, and behind me is the brand new Aviron Fit Bike. Aviron is a company known for their gamified rower that was established back in 2018. Since then, they have over 50,000 community members that are in the Aviron world, and that led them to decide that, hey, rowing is great, but now we want to bring a bike into the equation. This is the first gamified bike. There's a lot to talk about, but in this video, we're going to review it, and we're going to try to figure out if this is a bike you should consider for yourself or not. Let's jump in. The first thing we're going to talk about is the hardware. How is this bike built and what makes this bike different from any of the other bikes on the market? The first thing I want to talk about is it does have a beautiful high definition 22-inch display on the front. That's where everything comes from. That's the hub of this entire bike, which is cool. And we're going to talk about that later on in the video. But let's talk about the bike itself. The first thing I noticed when I opened up this bike is that there was not one big wheel in the front like there is on most of the indoor cycling bikes. Matter of fact, there was a smaller wheel on the back. And I started thinking, I wonder why they would do that. So I called Andy, the founder, and I asked, I said, hey, why did you put the wheel in the back? And he pointed out that when you are pedaling like crazy and you're in the middle of a great workout, you're sweating. And that sweat drips right down on that wheel that's in the front that's spinning around. And that led to some of them actually rusting. And the biggest thing, which I thought was really cool, is that it has a commercial grade chain built in, but it also has a freewheel designed with electromagnetic resistance. Now, what's the big difference between current magnetic resistance that's in most of the bikes and electromagnetic? Well, when we get into the screen, it'll all make a lot more sense. But one thing I noticed on this bike is there's no emergency brake and there's no twisty knob to add or reduce resistance. Matter of fact, it's electromagnetic, so you can literally press a button and you can go from no resistance to maximum resistance, which there's 160 different resistance levels on this bike compared to most, which are about 50 to 70. It's pretty impressive. You can instantly go from no resistance to max resistance like that. And that is one of the coolest pieces about this bike is the electromagnetic resistance you get with the freewheel design. Feels more natural. You'll have to actually ride it to feel that, but it feels way more natural, like you're out riding on your road bike, but that's something that you don't see on all the other bikes. Now I want to start from the back. So you have your freewheel back here, which is great. You have reinforced steel throughout this entire bike, which comes with a 10-year warranty on the entire frame. You can also extend that to lifetime if it's something that you want to do. There is a 1-year warranty on all of the parts, but having a 10-year warranty on the entire frame means they've built this bike with longevity in mind, which is really cool. The frame's cool, all that's awesome. Couple things that stood out to me is comfort, because anytime I get on one of these bikes, I notice that it can be a little uncomfortable, and that's because there's very few adjustment points. Well, not with the Aviron bike. There's actually 10 adjustment points. You have the rear seat, which goes up and down, pretty standard. The seat goes forward and back, pretty standard. You have an extremely low step through, which that's another really interesting thing a lot of people probably won't notice. But then when you go to the front, the actual handlebars, they raise up and down, once again, pretty standard. They go forward and back. They also tilt up and down. So you can adjust this thing in a lot of different ways to make it as comfortable as you want. And then on the back side here, behind the seat is actually 2 dumbbell racks. So you can put some dumbbells on there, do some upper body workouts while you're riding along. And the seat is really comfortable. Like you don't have to wear the little butt pads like you do when you go on these outdoor road bikes. A few other things to note about the hardware of the bike itself is you do have 2 cup holders in the front, which can double as a phone rack. You have quick slip pedals, so you can wear just comfortable shoes when you're ready to go for a ride. You can also upgrade to SPD clips if you want, but you can easily change out the pedals if that's something that you want to do. And then on the front, there's 2 wheels, so it makes moving this bike really easy. You can also take that frame, the front frame, and move it to the back if it's somewhere you would like to put your wheels, which makes it, once again, super customizable. You can move this thing wherever you want. You can get it as comfortable as you want. But there are some guides. They do recommend that this bike is for anyone 5'1" up to 6'8" and 350 pounds. So that doesn't really limit it to a lot of people, but my kids really enjoy jumping on the Aviron rower and they really enjoy jumping on the bike, playing the games. The games are super addicting. And that's one of the missions of Aviron, is making exercise addicting. And they've done so by gamifying it. And we're gonna get into that in a second here. But the bike is really comfortable. My kids can get on this and pedal. They obviously can't sit on the seat and pedal, but they get on this thing and they'll pedal when they're playing the game. And it's really, really fun to watch them do that. But all in all, it's a super comfortable bike that is really, really stable. As far as the hardware goes, I'm pretty impressed. Now let's talk about the hardware and the software here. Now, this screen is 22 inches. You do have 2 10-watt speakers in the front. If you do decide you want to wear headphones, there's a headphone jack here at the bottom, and there are physical buttons on the side here to adjust the volume while you're riding. There's also going to be touchscreen adjustments down here as well that you can play around with. If you're someone who likes to use Wi-Fi, it is Wi-Fi. It is also Bluetooth, so you can connect your heart rate monitors and all sorts of stuff super simply. But if you're someone who doesn't like Wi-Fi or doesn't have it, you do have an Ethernet jack in the back so you can connect it directly into the internet, which is nice. This is tempered glass and it is meant for commercial settings. That's one of Aviron's missions, is they want this bike to be great for home use, but also great for office and gym use, which I think is really cool. On that note, one of the things I was interested in is, yes, you can buy this bike and yes, you can use discount code MAUS, that's MAUS, and it'll save you more money than you'll find anywhere else online, which is nice. So make sure you do that. Links down in the description below if you decide you want to get one. But there is a membership that you don't have to have, but it's recommended to have all of the features. It's $24 a month currently, and that is subject to change. But for $24 a month, you have an entire family membership. You can set up a profile for your entire family and your whole family can compete, which is really fun. This is supposed to be fun for the entire family. The screen is also adjustable. You can tilt it left and right on the fly. You can tilt it up, you can tilt it down. You can set it wherever you want it. That is cool that you can do that on the fly without breaking anything or having to get any tools out. The speakers are also pretty loud. So if you're someone who likes to jam out and really listen to that music blaring in your face, it gets really loud. But also something pretty cool is it's programmed preset with Spotify. So if you have your own Spotify playlist that you want to jam out to while you're doing a coach-led class, you can connect your Spotify here at the bottom and you can listen to your own playlist while you're working out, doing that with a coach or doing any of the workouts that you want to do yourself. That's something pretty interesting and pretty cool. Another thing that's pretty interesting and pretty cool is right when you log in, this is what your home screen looks like. It says, hey, DMOS Jr., you ready to sweat? Gives you your streaks and your achievements, gives you your calendar of how many times you've worked out. It's pretty simple. It looks overwhelming because there's a lot of bright colors. The colors are beautiful. The screen is beautiful. There's a quick start, which if you just want to get straight into working out, you have a little bit of time, go ahead and click on quick start. It tells you what to expect, how to read the screen. You hit go, it's going to load everything up and it's going to get you going. As soon as you get strapped into your bike, I'll go ahead and just demo this, why not, right? Strap right in. I like these toe straps. You start pedaling. As you can see, and I told you I was going to mention this, down here it says 30. That's the current resistance that I have right now. Another thing I like about this bike is, like, when you are riding it, it feels like you're riding a regular bike because it does use a commercial grade chain. As you can see, tells you your watts, tells you your speed, tells you your miles, time, etc., all that fun stuff. But the thing I love the most and the thing that I'm the most excited about is the fact that I can go from level 10 resistance right now to level 160 instantly. Let's see what happens. Oh my gosh. It's like I'm stuck in the mud. Oh yeah. That's awesome. So I'm at 160 right now. I didn't have to turn any knobs 100 times. I can go back to 70 instantly. It's reading that that's what I did. And now we're back down. And you can see my watts as they went skyrocketing and then back down, leveling off at a 70 resistance. I think for quick start, it's pretty awesome. But let's go ahead and go back home. I'm gonna exit. It's gonna give me my stats real quick. Even if you rode for a minute, it's gonna give you your stats. And check this out, I earned an experience coin. Yeah, there's more on that later. Then it's gonna give me my metrics, which is cool, but now we're gonna go home. Once we go home, it's gonna show everything from the home screen again. Your quick start, Sky Quest, which is a really cool gamified way of climbing. So if you're someone who wants to like climb and get that resistance, but also come back down, it's really fun. You can actually stream. You can go into YouTube TV, Netflix, Prime Video, Hulu, all of this, and YouTube. So what I would suggest everybody do is heart YouTube when you get this, and then search for David Moss. I don't even pop up, I'm not even that cool. David Moss Jr. And just watch all my YouTube content right here. How cool is that? You can watch my latest videos right here while you're pedaling. Actually, let's do that. And then you see at the top here are my metrics. What's up with all these ads? You guys have to watch these ads? Pay for premium, man. Come on. And I can go down, I can actually move my metrics to the bottom, which I like them at the bottom better. And same thing. I can just get going. I can hit resistance. I can crank up the resistance with these arrows right here while watching the David Moss Jr. YouTube channel. Pretty cool. See, a lot of people have bikes like this set up in their living room where they have their screen, but then they have the TV up in front of them and they're watching TV, they're watching live sports or whatever, they're streaming there. It's kind of nice to be able to just stream right here on your bike and listen to it while you're working out. You could also, once again, plug in your headphones, so if the family's home and you don't want them to hear everything, you can easily do that. A couple last things about this is, once again, there's games, competition, there's all sorts of cool things. There's coach-led classes, guided workouts, and then this virtual scenic destination. A lot of people love this because you can pick a really interesting and cool destination that you've never been to, and you can ride through that, and it speeds up and slows down as you speed up and slow down. There's a lot I could sit here and talk about, and Aviron on their website actually has a lot of cool information and guides on how to really navigate this and get the most out of it. They're updating this every 3 to 4 weeks, which is cool. The software is constantly being updated and upgraded. And I got the opportunity to talk to Andy, who's the founder, and he's so passionate about making working out addicting again. And I think that's what's felt in this product, is that he wants to gamify working out because that's kind of how we're wired. The reason I love CrossFit is because I like the leaderboard. I like competing against my friends. I like seeing where I stand. And that's what's cool about this, is like, not only can you compete with your friends and compete with other people out there in the Aviron world, but you can compete against yourself, past versions of yourself. You can play games where you're seeing your points climbing up, and it does something to us mentally. When we're working out and there's a reward at the end of it, or there's a little extra that we can get if we just do a little bit more or a little bit less. I don't know, it's really cool. I'm really stoked to have this in my house and be able to work out on this and the rower and really just enjoy the Aviron world. And if you're on Aviron, be my friend. My name is Dimash Jr. here, and let's compete. Let's have some fun. But if you're not with Aviron yet, and you're watching this video trying to figure out if this is a bike for you, I would tell you that for the money, it's super comparable to the other bikes out there, but you seem to get a little bit more with this, which is cool. I think Aviron did a great job with this. The screen is super nice, the software is super nice, and they're constantly updating it. The bike is extremely sturdy and it's comfortable. And I think that that's something that we don't talk about enough, is like, road bikes can be comfortable. Indoor cycling bikes can be comfortable. They don't have to be uncomfortable. So I think it's awesome. There's a lot we could talk about when it comes to the software of this bike. There's also a lot we could continue to talk about when it comes to the hardware, but I wanted to hit on the highlight points of this bike and some of the things that I think, if I was in the market for a cardio machine that I could have indoors, that I could also build strength, that's fun and addicting and gamified, and it's really something the entire family can enjoy, what questions would I have? 1, it's super sturdy, comes with a great warranty. 2, it's very comfortable. You can adjust it in many different points to make it really comfortable. And 3, it can easily be addicting because there's so many different games and there's so many different options on here. You probably won't get bored if you do have the Aviron bike. I know I haven't gotten bored with the Aviron rower. The games are so fun. I don't even do a lot of the instructor-led classes, even though they're great. I do a lot of the games, and the kids do a lot of the games because we compete against each other. And I think that's what's so fun about the Aviron world, is they have a really passionate founder and a phenomenal team behind them. I would say if you're someone looking for a really high quality indoor road bike, Aviron Fit Bike might be the perfect option for you. If it is something you decide you want to get, make sure you check out the link down in the description below, or just visit dmjr.co/Aviron and make sure you use discount code MAUS, that's MAUS, at checkout. It'll save you additional money on top of the great sale that they have going on right now. I hope I answered all your questions. If you have any questions, pop them down in the comments below. Make sure you like this video, share it with your friends who are looking for bikes like this. I'll see you on the next video. I hope you have a great day, and God bless. Oh, and speaking of next video, I don't know if you've heard of this really interesting electromagnetic resistance workout machine, but I want you to check it out right here because it's replacing dumbbells in gyms all over the country. So check that out right here.